Well, hello. I'm going to attempt to review the most colorful time of the year. I literally was going to ask my kid, what's the name of that colorblind movie? Not that you would know. Guys, this is going to... I don't know if this is going to make the bottom of the list because we're not done. We still have 4 movies to watch. I think it's going to make the bottom of the list. It's probably going to make the bottom of the list. I have to say, this is truly... I just noticed that my Christmas tree is leaning. And I wonder why. Babe, did you notice the Christmas tree is leaning?
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah. So, truly one of the dumbest movies I've ever seen in my entire life. And as you know, when we're talking about Hallmark movies, that is really saying something. I'm not sure where to start, but I guess we can start with the fact that... So what you need to know is Christopher Russell's character has a rare condition, a rare type of color blindness where he only sees in black and white. So the female lead, his love interest, is an optometrist, and not ophthalmologist, an optometrist. And she comes to his school where he's a science teacher, and her daughter is a student in his science class, and is doing like eye tests for the kids and stuff. And so she says to him, like, why don't you have an eye test? And he has an eye test, and I'm not sure, but she kind of figures out that he's colorblind, even though she like asked him what color her sweater was, and he was like blue, which we find out later was just kind of a lucky guess kind of a thing. And I don't know if she figured it out because she was like, read the letters above the red line or read the letters behind above the green line, and couldn't figure that out. But oh wait, I forgot to show my sweatshirt. So I'm going to have to make sure to turn my video around because I think I can do that because it'll be backwards otherwise. But pretty excited. I got this off Etsy. I'll have to look up what shop I got it from. And then I can tell you if you want to get a Hallmark, use your favorite season sweatshirt. It's not a collab. I don't get anything if you go buy those. But, you know, you can say that I sent you. But doesn't mean anything. Anyway, so... she figures out that he might be colorblind, and then I feel like something else happens that further convinces her that this is the case. Oh, they're like doing a craft or something, and she's like, you want to hand me the... Were you watching that part with me? I don't think you were.
I don't think so.
Some craft where she was like, hand me the... But they... literally, I don't remember.
She's probably like, hand me the colors thing, and he doesn't.
Well, it was like they were... I want to say they were like making gingerbread houses or something, and she was like, hand me the candies that are this color, hand me the candies that are this color. And he guessed a couple of them, and then she was like, oh, this dude's like can't see colors. So she comes to him and she's like, you know what, like I'm an optometrist, and there's this clinical trial that's about to start for these lenses that like would like probably make you see color. And he was like, no thanks, I don't want to do it. And then she's talking to her her employee or the person she works with or whatever, and it's like, you know, he doesn't want to do this, but like I think I'm gonna put an application for him anyway. And she's like, but you're gonna put an application in? She's either talking to that lady or to her sister, and they're like, without his permission, and she's like, well, it's just an application. And I'm thinking, but you're putting his information on it like he's gonna be part of this. So ridiculous, would never happen IRL. So then she calls him and she's like, so I like put you in an application for this thing, even though you like told me you weren't interested. And he's like, wow, you put in an application in without my consent. This is on the phone. And she's like, yeah. And he's like, wow, that's fucked up. But like, you know, he doesn't say it like that. He says it, but basically that's what he says. And then like seconds later, he's like, okay, well, you know, whatever. And she's like, so do you want to come down here? Because I have these glasses down here. And he's like, yeah, okay. So he comes down to her office and he's like taking the like color, like she shows him like the pages that you do for like colorblind tests where it's like all the dots and stuff. And do you see a number? And he's like, no. You see a number now? No. So like they do all of this, and then she goes, okay, well the glasses are right here. Do you want to try them? And he's like, no, I don't want to try the glasses. He came to the office from his work after he got over the fact that she did this without his consent. And like the whole thing would be, oh, wait, I'm skipping the part where he tells her that his parents didn't even know that he was colorblind. I completely forgot to tell you. His parents don't even know that he's colorblind. And she's like, and so my first thought is like, because he was like, yeah, I didn't want to tell them because it took me a while to figure out that I was seeing things differently than everybody else. And then I've just kind of felt ashamed. And I'm like, what in the wide world? I'm thinking of like when my kid was a little kid. And like, I'm pretty sure, like at a very young age, you're like, oh, this is red. Oh, this is blue. And how as a baby are you not like, well, I don't even know how you would express.
I thought you were going to talk about how I was blind and didn't know for a little bit.
I mean, like, but how would parents, I have questions. I have questions about the parenting that was going on in this household, that he as a boy would feel like he couldn't tell his parents, I can't see colors. Like, you guys keep referring to this, that, and the other. And he was talking about how his mom would take him to the tree lighting every year. And he pretty much grew resentful of Christmas because everybody was like, ah, when they lit the tree. And he was like, you know, looks the same as it did before, except like with illumination, I guess, because he could see light and dark. That was the part where I was like, this officially became the dumbest script, extremely high on the list of the dumbest scripts I've ever seen. Like, how as a baby would they not, or like as a little kid, could he for all of that time? Anyway, okay, so that's the first dumb part. And then the second dumb part is she's like, okay, so here's the glasses. You want to try them on after like I put you in this thing and you told me not to, and then you like got over it and you came down here? And he was like, no, I don't want to try them on because I've tried things before and they haven't worked. So I'm just going to go. And like leaves the glasses right there and doesn't try them on. So her daughter winds up getting him to try the glasses by bringing them in, like wrapping them up and saying, you know, this isn't magic, this is science. And you always say science is for like giving people hope or something. And he's like, okay, this is the thing that's going to make me try on these glasses. And I have to say, the one thing that genuinely made me kind of feel a human emotion other than what the hell is happening was when he puts on the glasses and he's at the school. And for some reason at the school, they have this area where they have a ton of Christmas trees and Christmas decorations and stuff like that. Like I explained to my kid, it'd be like haunted hallway, except like Christmas hallway. And he sees all the colors and stuff. Excuse me, for the first time. And like, that was a moving scene. Like Christopher Russell was good in that scene and made me believe that he was a guy that has never seen these colors before. Okay, so I'll give it props for that. And that's pretty much going to be it. The other really dumb part of this is that there's this side storyline with the female lead and her ex-boyfriend, who is just terrible. Like, we all know he's terrible. We can all tell he's terrible. You know, the sister thinks that he's terrible. So the fact that she even is entertaining that, okay, so he keeps like texting her and stuff, and she doesn't, and he like texts her a picture of the two of them from Christmas and is like, oh, this was my just such a great night, and da-da-da-da-da, when she's already like made it clear that she doesn't want to talk to him. And then he like shows up like in front of her work, and he's like, it's not fair for you to like ignore me. I just want to talk. And I was like, do you know who says that? Stalkers say that. That's against the law. Like, this is literally crossed over from, you're just a terrible ex-boyfriend that she doesn't want anything to do with and is irritating, to being an actual stalker. And we are putting this in this movie as if like, this is just an annoying ex-boyfriend. No, people, if you ever have somebody who is being like that to you, you need to block his number. You possibly need to move.
For, freaking, what's it called?
Huh.
The thing.
Restraining order.
Yeah.
Get a restraining order possibly. But for real, that guy is like a creep. He's not even just like your regular run-of-the-mill douchey ex-boyfriend that they have in the Hallmark movie. He's like a straight, creepy, stalker, psycho guy.
Yeah,
in my... Oh, he's terrible. He's terrible. So even after this part, though, later on, when she thinks that Christopher Russell has like a girlfriend, which he doesn't, but of course it has to be a misunderstanding. She lets him come. He's like, can I please come to your daughter's Christmas play? Because, and I'm thinking, why would you even you already know you don't like him. Why would you even remotely entertain the idea of letting him come to something for your kid? And your kid doesn't like him either, because when she sees him, she's just like, what the fuck are you doing here? But she lets him come to the thing. And it isn't even until, I can't remember. Oh, and then when he meets Christopher Russell, he's like, yeah, so he's like a money guy. And he's like, so if you don't mind me asking, like, what do you make? And I'm just like, are you? We already got it. We already got that you were just a total douchebag and you're a total terrible person. And then I was just like, this just took us over top. So he's one of the worst characters who's ever been in a Hallmark movie. I think those were my major issues with the movie. Obviously, they wind up together. It ends happily. That part is fine. But everything leading up to this, it's like a aggressively bad movie. And the only thing that might save it from becoming the very bottom was that I wasn't bored watching this movie. Like, this movie didn't bore me because it was so bad that I was like talking to the TV like I was watching some sort of sports ball game. So that is what will save it from not making the very bottom, depending on what comes out this week. And I have to go back and look at stuff. But anyway, so I cannot recommend that you watch this movie. If you watch this movie and you did not mind these parts, good for you for having a higher tolerance for such things than I do. And if you, yeah, that's all I have to say. I don't know, but I would definitely not say to watch this movie. Or if you just want to see how silly it is, get your laundry basket so you can fold clothes while you have this on. But you do not have to just sit there and, like, you know, watch it, because that's a terrible idea. Anyways, as always, thanks for listening. And no, I'm stretched here, everybody. And I'm going to go finish the reviews of everything else. So, okay, bye.